you were at Cinemacon the past week where we got a bunch of these reveals, including the Superman reveal. And so I thought no one better to bring on, especially to kind of recap maybe the winners and losers from Cinemacon and all that good stuff.
Superman, right? You saw the tease. They actually put it online, but we actually saw a little bit more. I don't know. The reaction is Krypto is a great dog. Will it be a great Superman movie? And I'll say for that sequence where they gave their presentation was embarrassing because it went on for nearly 30 minutes of James Gunn and Peter Safran. Then they brought out, of course, Rachel Brosnahan, Nicholas Hoult, and David Cornsweet, and the banter was awkward. They were stretching things. It was really the worst presentation that I saw. I saw everything but Sony. So, and Alan saw Angel Studios. I'll let him speak for that. But we saw a little bit more of that sequence. I don't know, but the way they're promoting it like they're promoting James Gunn's personal social media. He's all over the marketing. If it succeeds, it's all James Gunn. If it fails, it's on James Gunn. I'd rather see him promote the story, the characters, what Superman means, how this will be a different Superman. He talked about that. The biggest thing he talked about was how great James Gunn was. It really was.
So that's what all the actors were kind of talking about.
James Gunn
what James brought to this and blah, blah, blah.
He's so great. He's so great. He's the only one who could be an asshole on set. And that was one of the quotes.
Wow.
Yeah, like, I mean, sure, you can read a full transcript, but it just felt like, and by the way, I learned yesterday they are doing reshoots for Superman. There are doing reshoots.
And that's not a James Gunn thing.
Yeah.
James Gunn historically has been incredibly anti-reshoot and basically say if you film your movie right, you don't need reshoots, blah, blah, blah.
Correct.
And it was a couple months ago where he admitted, well, we have a couple other things that we want to do. We just want to make sure it's right. Which to me, if James Gunn is saying there's a couple little things, it probably means it's significant. Like anytime James Gunn tries to frame something a certain way, I typically feel like the opposite is true. Because that's just the way the dude talks about everything out of both sides of his mouth.
I feel bad because I know him. I knew him back in the 90s when he was at Troma and saw him at film festivals and knew he and his first wife, Jenna Fisher. So, and for some reason, he still follows me on Twitter. I'm shocked, but and him getting canceled was BS, as are most cancelings. And that was the last time I reached out to him. But look, I want it to succeed. I want it to be good. Will it? I mean, the reaction to the trailer's actually not been bad. I mean, I went through the comments. It's no Snow White situation. People love Krypto. So if they're trying to sell Krypto toys, it's a win. Have they sold the movie? I don't know if this version of Superman will sell to normies. It's very much goofy Superman with the sentry robots at the Fortress of Solitude, and we shall see. I have spoken to two people who saw a test screening. They've seen the movie. One was wildly positive and loved it. The other was, I'll tell you what they said to me. This other person who was not as positive said, well, it feels like the second or third movie in a series, and you don't know what's going on. Like you're being dropped in the middle of the story, which can work. Like that can work. But they felt like there was all this backstory we don't know, and you're just dropped in the world and expected to know everything. It's a big, I mean, he's swinging for the fences. I'm rooting for him. Because theaters need tent poles to succeed. You know, I need to get a tent pole while I'm watching it, to be fair. So yeah, it was a very mixed reaction to Superman at CinemaCon, and these are the faithful. These are the people that are there to cheer all this on. So, yeah, there's other stuff that we can talk about too. But
are the reshoots threatening the July 11th release date?
No, I did not hear that. They're locked in. And one of the things that was overheard of that test screening is they plan to promote Superman like Barbie. it will be big. But
Hmm.
the promotion thus far has been really unimpressive. I mean, the Super Bowl and Superman should have gone together like that. And they
Right.
promoted the Puppy Bowl. Did you see that NBA thing they did with Shaq?
Yes, actually, I did. When they got, they had David Corenswet and Shaq and James Gunn all on there. I did see that. It has seemed strange. And, you know, I understand maybe not wanting to spend the money that it takes for a Super Bowl ad, but when you do the Puppy Bowl instead,
Yeah.
you look like you're in the minors. You know,
Mhm.
that's
Yeah.
kind of what it feels like, is that you're in the minors, and this is Superman. And I'm playing this without the sound, like, so you can kind of see.
Rewind
Go
it a
ahead.
little bit, Ryan, and I have a question for Chris. Just based off of what you've heard, like, I'm assuming this is going to be a serious moment when Superman crash lands. Like, something serious probably just happened. And then when I was watching this, assuming that it's serious, all of a sudden I was taken out of it by Krypto just bouncing on him and beating the shit out of Superman on the, like, that's supposed to be this comedic moment, but it's like, this isn't Guardians of the Galaxy. This is Superman, and we're supposed to be laughing at Krypto beating the shit out of Superman.
Well, to be fair, dogs do that. You could be injured and they want to be playful, and but he told a whole story about his dog Ozu, who, like, and you didn't see the full sequence. They played more at Cinemacon. I'll tell you what happens after this, but this is, according to the test screening people I spoke to, this is the opening scene of the movie.
That's exactly what I was going to ask, because that's how it feels.
It is the
okay.
opening scene. And James Gunn told a story about his dog, Ozu. He got this rescue dog that was abused, and it bites James Gunn and jumps on him and, like, bites him to hurt him. Like he told the whole story, and then the dog ends up being a self-insert. It was weird. I talked to Jeremy Johns there, and we were talking about how the whole dog is like James Gunn's self-insert. What you don't see after is he walks away, you know, towards the exit after he's re-energized, walks toward the exit, and Krypto is biting at his feet. And then he has a moment where he tells Krypto, no, stay. And the whole audience at the theater, you know, in the Coliseum at Caesars went, "Aw," got a collective awe because he's, you know, telling his dog, no, stay behind. And then Superman goes off by himself. So that was a good moment. Look, I'm sold on the dog, but not on the movie or the story. But I will say David Corenswet at the Q&A, he's the one that came off the best to me. He really felt like he takes it seriously. He looks like Superman. And what I'm told from everyone who saw the test screening, he really embodies the character. But will this be another situation like Henry Cavill? Great Superman, the movie, problems. You know what I mean? Yeah. So
there's just going to be so many eyes on this, and so many people paying attention to this. And there's going to be people that every little thing that comes out, they're going to hate it. And there's some people that are going to love it. And, you know, here we have it. This did feel like the first scene of the movie to me, the way that the robots were like, oh, Superman. Oh,
there's all this,
like,
the banter's just really kind of dumb, but considering the seriousness, maybe, I don't know. I feel like, I don't know. Like I said, 2 people saw the test screening, 1 positive, 1 meh. So we'll see. Yeah, but the Superman is it's I don't know if normies will be into it. Right? It's just again that their whole banter, which went way uncomfortably long. It was uncomfortable at a certain point. Like, you're gonna show us something, and even like James Gunn like said Comic-Con and then had to correct himself because he's like so used to Comic-Con, and I don't even know if they will be at Comic-Con because it's after the movie comes out. Will they announce other movies, give a preview of Supergirl? They'll have something to show. It's shooting now.
Well, I mean, Supergirl, like, that is, I guess technically that's came out like a few months ago. That got spoiled, so I feel pretty comfortable saying it. Supergirl is going to be in this movie.
Yeah, briefly.
Yeah, it not a major role, but yeah, she's going to be introduced in this movie, and then they're working on her movie right now. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
They should hold off I think they should really hold off on a lot of massive announcements until they see how this performs.
Right.
But I think everyone would agree the promotion for Superman has been weak, has been bad. From the beginning, when James Gunn did like an X video announcing the slate, which now they backtracked on, like I think what he's discovering is this job is not as easy as others have made it look. And a lot of Kevin Feige's success, you can't just put on Kevin Feige. It was a team. It was a lot of people that were there. Like, a lot of people helped build to that, decade-long build-up to, Infinity War and Endgame. And I think with the realizing a lot of it was luck in terms of things like, oh, that kind of connects and this, but I don't know. I think really it is. It's been said, if those movies do well, great, healthy superhero genre. If they do not, trouble ahead. Trouble ahead. So we'll see. We'll see.
And you've said that you've had Superman completely spoiled for you. You know everything that happens in Superman, at least that one test screening that your friend saw.
Yeah. And it's on Reddit. Everything on Reddit is true.
Okay. Are there any potential character reveal spoilers that you think are like compelling enough for your average superhero fan to get excited about?
I mean, I don't know. It was already out there that Bradley Cooper plays Jor-El.
Right.
So I think that's fine. I mean, I don't know. Is he gonna have white hair and the curl? We'll see. But I don't know. I mean, maybe some of the the reshoots they're gonna change things from the test screening. I do know that everyone at the screening filled out a form. They ask you like lots of questions, like favorite character, favorite scene, least favorite. There is one thing I'll add, and this was confirmed there. There is a 10-page scene of dialogue between Lois and Clark at their apartment where they just talk, and Lois is interviewing Superman, but he's dressed as Clark Kent and kind of questioning like his philosophy, and it's about what it means to be a hero. It's 10 effing minutes of two people talking in a room. And my friend who loved it, my friend who did not, both said like that scene is got to be cut down. It dragged. So I know when to go to the bathroom now in the movie is when they're having that scene. But yeah, it's I'm worried now based on what I've seen. And I mean, yeah.
Is that 10-minute conversation between Lois and Clark? Is that when the space eyeball is absolutely destroying Metropolis outside?
I don't know. I'd have to ask, but and that is actually explained, so it's not as bad as that first image makes it out to be. So,
okay.
According to people I've spoken to, again, by the way, this is not my opinion. I am passing on to you the opinion of two people I spoke to. So don't attack me and say, Gore, you, but look, F you. I'm telling you what I heard. That's not what I think. I'm still
we know that
cautiously optimistic, and I can only comment on what I've seen. But I think they have problems.
I feel like nothing for this movie, I guess. Which is kind of weird. I would love for it to be good. I'm rooting for it to be good. I hope that it's good. I hope we get an awesome movie, right? But I don't know. I don't feel excited for it. I don't feel like optimistic. It's just going to be, we'll see. I feel like it's really a coin flip whether James Gunn can pull off something like this or not.